Hello everyone and welcome to Ladida Plays Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire is a game that I've played a great deal since its release. I've recently taken away a week or let's say 3 kind of break from this game ever since the daily climb really got released. I have done 3 daily runs since. I'm just going to do a standard game for the first video at least to get you guys acquainted with the game. I will try my best to take a little bit more time on my turns so that you guys have the chance to read the cards and their effects. Maybe I will go through the motions, I don't know. We'll find out. Let's go. So Slay the Spire is a progressive deck building dungeon crawler game. At least that's what it feels like to me. It's fairly interesting. It's a game that I find not really appealing to the eyes, but the gameplay mechanics are really draw me in. Mainly, this game is comparable to something like Binding of Isaac meets a card game. As you can see here, this is called a relic. It's called Burning Blood, and that's what it says on the tin. At the end of combat, heal 6 HP. HP is persistent throughout the game. Every combat you do, you will start with the HP you ended on last time. So if we lose 20 HP, at the end of the combat, we'll heal for 6. We'll still be on 66 HP at the start of the next combat, unless something else happens in between. Right. Let's not dabble on too much longer. Let's see what we got going on. Don't see too many good elite paths, if I'm honest, but it's fine. These are monster rooms, by the way. If you look on this, these are all monster rooms. These are shop rooms. These are unknowns. Can be either pretty much anything. These are treasure rooms where you will get guaranteed a relic. These are elite monster rooms where you will get a relic when you defeat the elite monsters. And these are the bosses, as well as they are displayed by the icon, as you can see. So we're going to provide a big slime at the end of this floor, lest we make it, at least. Alright, so the basic deck is fairly simple. You get 5 strikes, which will deal 6 damage for 1 energy, 5 defense, and a special card depending on your class. I will explain as we go on. So, I like to play safe, especially in the earlier ones. Don't like to lose too much health for no good reason at all. We'll lose 5 health, but if we can avoid taking more than 2 damage from any other attack this turn, effectively, because of our relic, we won't lose any health at all. Let's kill this guy, apply vulnerable to him because he's not attacking us. So vulnerable, as it says, take 50% more damage from attacks for 2 turns. However, this ticks over at the start of our turn, so we only have this turn to do a lot more damage to him. However, actually I don't want to do that. Do this, and this, and this. Just be safe, guys. So as you saw there, the numbers are red because we have been weakened by an attack move he used on us. Which means we do 25% less damage for the amount of turns displayed. Alright, easy money, he's not attacking us. Let's just get rid of him then, shall we? 11 gold. A weak potion, you can see we have 3 potion slots up here. Weak potion, just use it, and applies 3 weak on an enemy, which means that for 3 turns, they do 25% less damage to us. Add a card to your deck. So this is how you obtain cards. Every combat results in a choose a card event from happening. So let's see what we got going on here. I personally really like almonds. As it says, gain 5 block, upgrade a card in your hand for the rest of combat. Upgrading, essentially, it makes a card better. It doesn't always do the same thing. Sometimes it makes the energy cost less. Sometimes it just straight up gives you more block, more attack, or something like that, or give them a special effect. But it's just a general good thing to have cards upgraded. However, since I have heard that this card has been changed and I haven't played with it for a while, I'm gonna instead pick this one. So this one costs 4 energy, which, if you might have noticed, our energy pool displays here normally. We only have a maximum of 3 energy, so we could never play this, but this card costs 1 less energy for each time you lose HP in combat. But that obviously resets every combat then. But it does 18 damage for however much energy, however many times you took damage. So in a small deck, if you are taking a beating, it will be easier to play, and it's a really good efficient card. Alright, Cold says to apply some vulnerability and end our turn. Your power is unmatched. Well, I mean, it's gonna rapidly outskill me if I don't take care of you, which doesn't seem likely because we got a bit of an annoying draw. You ain't gonna do no damage to us, bird boy. I see, so there's blood for blood, and it also displays that we cannot use it because we don't have enough energy. This is our energy meter, by the way. We can increase this with specific relics, but we'll cover that if we come across it. Alright, so it's annoying because now he's going to start getting 3 strength every turn, and strength is basically just if a card does 6 damage and you got 3 strength, it'll do 9 damage instead. And he gets 3 a turn now because of his ritual that he started casting at the start of his turn. Luckily, he's going to do 12 damage to us, but it doesn't matter. He only has 18 health, so 6 is 12, 6 is 18. Your powers were indeed matched, my boy. Easy block potion, gain 12 block, easy as that. Nice card. Alright, so we got Heavy Blade. This is what actually a card that abuses strength a little bit more. Instead of 14 damage plus strength, it's 14 damage plus strength times 3. So if you got 1 strength, it will be plus 3 damage. It can scale really rapidly out of control. It's a really good card. However, since we don't really have a strength gaining anything, I don't like starting an archetype that early. I'll take a Perfected Strike instead because it's a more open-ended card in most situations. Alright, so these are events that can happen in any of the special rooms. You find a shimmering mass of light encompassing the center of the room. Its warm glow and enchanting patterns invite you in. So we can upgrade 2 random cards and lose 16 HP. I don't think that's a bad trade. Upgrading random cards, it's not the best deal, but it's pretty alright. So as you can see, these cards have been upgraded. This just gives 3 more block now, which is nice to have. And this is now 1 energy less and 4 more damage, I think, because we had 18 before. So already we can play 3 energy for 22 damage, which is better than 3 strikes. But not even that. Well, no, that's pretty much it. Ignore me. As you walk through the light, you notice that the light is absorbed into you. It's scorching hot. However, the pain quickly recedes. You feel invigorated, as though you received a well-deserved slap. It's interesting. I don't actually remember that event. That might have been added in the time that I haven't played. So, Perfected Strike. Every card that has the strike in the name, such as Strike, ironically. We don't have anything else, sadly, at the moment that has strike in the name. So for every card of those type, this card does a 2 additional damage. So at the moment, it does, let's see, 18 damage. If we upgrade it, I think it goes to 3 plus 3 instead of plus 2. So then we would have plus 23 damage, if I'm not mistaken. Unless it counts the Perfected Strike itself, but I don't know about that. It's a nice card to have, because in general, these guys have got a buff that if they take damage, they get a shell if they survive it. But since that one doesn't survive it, it does not take the get the shield. On taking attack damage, rolls up and gains 6 blocks once per combat. But that doesn't happen if they don't survive the initial attack, which is nice. As you'll notice that if you play this game or watch the series that I'm going to play of this game, you'll notice that the same enemies always have the same type of attack moves, and that's actually pretty core to the game, as far as I'm aware. Personally, I love the enemy design, just not their visuals. Some visuals are alright, but the game's art style is not really for me. It's really the mechanics though that grappled me in. Right. But yeah, same enemies will always repeat the same patterns or use the same type of attack moves. This you're gonna also can't speak today. This you'll also notice for bosses. Bosses also have... Some bosses are actually on a schedule, which is kind of odd for a game like this. But you can build your deck specifically against them, or you can hope for, oh, that boss is really going to be weak against this deck, or you know when to hold your cards or fold them, so to speak. Alright, so we can destroy this thing and get some gold, or remove a card from our deck and lose HP. Since we are not on max HP, I'm actually just going to destroy it and get some extra gold. I'm actually going to go here, and we're going to upgrade our Perfected Strike. Yeah, so now it does 6 damage plus 3 for every strike card. It's not, well, I say it's not a significant upgrade. It's plus 5 damage, which is pretty sweet. We are not going to go the left way. We're going to go the right way because we want to fight these 2 boys on the way. So we're going to go over here. Right, these mushrooms, upon death, they will apply to vulnerable to me, and as you may remember, vulnerable means you will take 50% more damage. It's not the ideal situation we find ourselves in, but we can deal with this fairly efficiently. And we'll just do some damage to this guy, because why not? We'll get this defend back because that's nice. So headbutt does a little bit of damage and allows you to place a card from your discard pile on top of your draw pile, effectively making it so you have it next turn. So there is our defend that we put on top of our draw pile. Alright, this does 24 damage. Get rid of you. However, we will now take 9 damage, but so we'll play this. Only take 1 damage, and we'll heal 6 after combat. As long as we do 3 strikes, which we will guarantee draw 2, we will kill this enemy in the next turn. So it worked. We got headbutt, so that will be enough damage. Let's go. Right. There's another armaments. I will take armaments. Armaments is just nice. It just gives a little bit of block and helps out. I'm immediately going to upgrade it so that instead of just upgrading a card, it will upgrade all my cards in my hand. And this is not a card that goes away either. We haven't actually seen any cards yet that have an exhaust mechanic. Exhaust means this card can only be played once, and then it goes into your exhaust pile. So we just picked up a relic from our treasure room, which is if we end the turn without having played any block cards, or having any block rather, we gain 6 blocks. So effectively this means our basic defense cards are now useless. We don't want to play them anymore, because if we play them, we want to play at least 2 of them. So that we always end up with more than 6 block. Right, so you enter a corridor full of hypnotizing colored mushrooms. Due to your lack of specialization in mycology, which is mushroom stuff for you culturally minded folks out there, you are unable to identify the specimens. You want to escape, but feel oddly compelled to eat a mushroom. So we can heal 20 HP, but become cursed with parasite. Curses are cards that you don't really want in your deck. Some of them do nothing, they just clutter your deck, but that means that you can draw them, meaning that you don't draw a card that you can then use instead. The Parasite is one of those cards that actually does nothing, but is unique in the fact that when you remove it, it will take some of your max HP away. We are just going to anger mushrooms. I don't see a reason why we would like waste half of the eating, and we would get a max health debuff when we remove the card. Right. This turn, I'll like to do this. And we'll just strike one of them for some damage. So I didn't play the Blood for Blood, and also didn't get upgraded again. There is one card in the game that I know of that can be upgraded multiple times. If a card is already upgraded and you play this, that card will just not be affected. Alright, 6 damage, and this guy's gonna grow, so he's gonna get some extra strength, which is gonna be painful. So that means we kind of want to get rid of him. Okay, so they're all attacking me this turn. Let's see what we're gonna do. We can do 8 block, 20 block, which is 9, 12. We'll get 21 damage if we do this and play this. So the rest of the turn we can devote to attacking something. Do we want anything back? I might want to have armaments back in my hand, actually, because the chances are we're going to draw some stuff that's not upgraded yet, and I just do love armaments a whole lot. 6 damage, 9 damage. I don't think there's a way to speed this up, and even if there is, but I don't really think I want to do this, because this sometimes shows me the error of my ways and miscalculations. Right, so we did indeed get cards that we haven't upgraded yet. The question is, do we want to do this? Yes, we do. Because upgrading all these strikes is really nice because it gives a bit more throughput. Alright, we can do 24 damage and immediately killing one of these boys. Instead, what I'm going to do is spread my love thinly, I think. I'm actually going to make this guy vulnerable. And that's it. I could have killed something, but since none of them are doing any damage to me this turn, I actually want to bring them all low so that we can kill them all in the same turn. Because as soon as I kill one of them, they're going to start doing a lot more damage to me than I'd like. Right, so we can effectively kill one boy this turn, which is a bit of a shame. So I'm going to do... If we're going to kill anything, we're going to kill this. Which means these guys are going to do more damage. I actually don't want to do this. I think I kind of have to, actually. I don't think I have a choice in the matter. So instead of taking 9, we take 13 from each of these now, and I don't like that very much. So I'm going to do this, so at least to mitigate that little bit of damage. Going down at 54 HP is not the best thing in the world, but it's not the worst thing either. Let's be honest. It's a shame that neither of them is actually doing anything like passive this turn. They're both attacking me. If I attack this guy, will he die? He will die. And this guy will not die. Yeah, I'll just do this and play another block. Because we do need to mitigate some of these blows that we're taking in, because otherwise we're going to go down a bit low for my liking. No, I think at this point we just fucking kill it. I didn't even see that when I did it, but... Okay, so we got a relic because it was a special encounter. When vulnerable, take 25% damage rather than 50. So this doesn't work on me, obviously. Relics wouldn't work both ways. Basically, this means that if we apply vulnerable to someone else, they take 50% more damage rather than 25% more damage, which makes it quite... Oh. It might actually be a double-sided blade. Shrug It Off. Shrug It Off is a nice card. It gives you quite a bit of block and makes you draw cards. So this is one of the elite mobs. The elite mobs are always the same mobs on each floor. Like, we couldn't encounter this guy on the next floor, let's say. At least it's not getting changed. We're just going to open up turn 1, doing 22 damage. Because I don't see why playing Almonds when he's not attacking us. Right, so this guy, he doesn't like it when we play skill cards. Whenever we play skill cards, he gains 2 strength. Sadly, all defense cards that we have that give us block are skill cards. So in doing this, we would give him 2 permanent strength. We want to avoid playing these cards as much as possible. So as I said, I'm not going to use it right now. I'm just going to go balls to the wall in his face. And we're still going to get 6 block because of Orichalcum. Can we kill him this turn? We cannot. We're gonna make him vulnerable, do this, and get back Perfected Strike to kill him next turn. Actually, he has done damage to us, so we'll instead take that. Forgot to press end turn then. Happens sometimes. He's caused us a lot of grief with getting vulnerable, but he is not using the right moves to get to me. Instead, we'll just straight up kill him. Alright, so we get a free relic. The merchant no longer runs out of cards, relics or potions, and his prices are reduced by 20%, which is really nice actually to get early on. This means I'm gonna probably look towards going to the shop more often than not and take gold options in certain events. A new type of card this is power card. I'm gonna take this as well, but I'm gonna first explain it. It's just straight up powers. You don't exhaust them, you don't discard them. When you use them, they're used. You get them back in every combat, but there's no way to play them more than once every combat. I would need to have more copies of this card if I wanted to play it more often in a single combat. And then Flame is just really nice. Just having a strength upgrade of 2 permanently is nice. Let's see. Let's look at the map, shall we? We're gonna get another mystery room. And we're gonna get another elite, and then we're gonna camp. So we're not gonna heal up, but maybe we want to remove a card in the deck. Do we dislike any cards in the deck? The thing is, I don't want to remove any strikes at the moment because we have Perfected Strike and we haven't drawn anything else. We don't want to waste this card. What I could do is remove block, and I think I'm gonna do that. These basic cards, you kinda, if possible, and they don't provide you any benefit, you should consider getting rid of them because they're just bad value proposition. This is 1 for 6 damage. Well, let's be honest here. This is 1 for 9 damage and an extra effect on top of it. And same for block. This gives me 5 block. This gives me as much as an upgraded one of that, as well as giving me an extra card to draw. So I am definitely going to do this. I'm going to take some damage to get some extra gold because, like I said before, I like that gold. This run is going to be more about the shop because of the courier. Alright, so Lagavulin, infamously hated mob by me. He sleeps for 3 turns unless I break through his shield and do damage to him. He has a really heavy damage pattern. I don't really like him. But since it's only turn 1, I'm just gonna do this. Gonna see if I can get some more upgrades to draw. I'm not. Well, I'm not gonna attack him. Ideally, I want to open up in turn 1 on him when I wake him up to do as much damage as possible to him and abuse the next turn afterwards as well. So it's a little bit sad that we draw Perfected Strike in this turn and not the next. But it's not the worst thing in the world. We're just gonna bash him so he'll wake up. And then the music actually kicks off. So he's now woken up and he's stunned. So next turn, well, his next turn, he's not gonna do anything to me. Alright, let's get Shrug It Off back because he's gonna do quite a bit of damage to us. Alright, see, as you see, he's doing 18 damage, which is more than any mob we've seen so far. I am actually going to spend this turn blocking most of the damage, doing 1 hit on him, and upgrading myself. He's going to hit me now again, and afterwards he's actually going to do something nasty, which you'll see in a minute. Do we have anything in here that we want back? Yeah. Well, actually, no, because the next turn he's not going to attack us, so we don't really need this. Well, I'm still going to play it anyway, but I'll just throw that instead. We're going to take a bit of beating on this turn. Yeah. Alright, so now what we're going to do is he's going to take away 1 strength of mine and also -1 dex. And dex means our block value. If we got minus dex, this will go down to 4 block it, for example. It's a bit annoying because it actually is painful. This is actually the turn where we want to do most damage to him, which is looking to be fairly successful. If we are lucky next turn and we draw the right things, we can just straight up killing him, and Siphon Soul will have not affected us at all. Honestly, guys, I hate this boss. He has actually really ended many of my runs. Whenever you lose HP in combat, gain 3 blocks on the next turn. See, with Orange Alchemy, I'm not a big fan of this, but I'm still going to take it anyway, because if I take damage 5 times in the turn, this does much better than Orange Alchemy. Alright, Iron Wave, meh. I'm lukewarm on this card. Juggernaut, I've actually never used. I don't know, unless this would, no, I don't think it counts like that. I think this applies a buff and then applies all the block at the same time, so we don't get 3 damage out of it. I suppose it is 3 damage every turn, regardless of whether I take damage because of Orange Alchemy as well. I don't know, I don't think I'm going to use it that much. I'm instead going to use Battle Trance because it's a card I actually used a lot. It means we draw 3 cards, but we cannot draw any additional cards in that turn. I'm going to go over here, and I think we are just about half health. And this boss isn't too bad most of the time. So I'm going to take a chance. And instead of resting, we're going to upgrade another card. Let's see, guys. What do we want to upgrade? We could upgrade Bash, making it a bit of a better value proposition. Because at the moment, it's actually not that great. We could upgrade Headbutt, giving us 3 extra damage on it. Which is not really the purpose of this card. So I'm not going to really bother with that. 3 extra block is nice. 1 extra strength is also very nice. Battle Trance is not worth that much either, upgrading it, in my opinion at least. I think since we removed the defend, I think we need to upgrade our block a little bit at least. So we'll just make Shrug It Off a lot better. Alright, Slime Boss. So he is a splitter boss, as we can see here. When HP is below 50%, it will split into 2 smaller slimes with the current HP. So at 70 HP or lower, he will split, both mobs having 70 or lower HP. What we want to do is edge as close as we can to the 70 HP mark and then blast him past it if possible. But we don't want to really stick in this phase for too long because he does some heavy hits. But turn 1, let's upgrade. Let's draw an extra card because we don't really have a better attack and get this, and we'll just get our nice Shrug It Off back into our next draw and pile. I'm actually going to drink the Strength Potion next turn, which is just the same as the Flame Sword that we play at the start of this turn. But it's a potion, so obviously it's a one-time use thing. Right. He is charging up a big attack. You won't know this because you haven't seen this boss maybe, but he's charging up a big attack. So what we want to do is, this turn, probably do as much damage as possible. So that next turn, hopefully we can push him below 70 HP and interrupt his attack. Because instead of attacking, he will then split. As is his battle cry, and there we go, 35 damage. Almost all of our health if we can't push him past the 70 HP mark. If I can count, this is not going to cut it. I think we might actually have a bit of a bad time. I'm going to draw this and see what's happening. Not very much. Actually, I'm dumb. Of course we're going to make it. This is going to take it to 65. It's not the best thing we could have hoped for, but it did work out. Thank God for those 4 extra strength, boys. Right, they both got... What is this? What? Oh my god. They changed this boss a bit since last time I fought him. That's actually pretty annoying. But it's not too bad this turn, so I'm not going to fight any of them away. I don't need to. That actually makes our discard pile a lot bigger as well. Is there more of them? How many is there? There's 3, okay. Right, so we've got 3 extra shit, which means we don't get RH Alchem. So if we do, we could play this and we get the RH Alchem effect, but honestly, they're not attacking us. It's not worth it. I'm going to bash this boy, and we're going to go hard on him, so that he is going to split as well, but both of his splits are only going to have 6 HP, so it makes it really easy to finish them off. Alright, so we pulled 2 of the slimes again, which is not the greatest. Actually, I would have liked some strikes, so instead we're going to see if we can draw some strikes, and it doesn't seem that we're going to be that lucky, unfortunately. Also, where did my draw go? Oh. Of course, I play Battletrons, I can't draw anymore this turn. I really actually hate this a lot. How much damage are we going to take? We are going to take 23 damage, but we do have 8 shield. So we're going to take 15 damage. That's almost half of our HP. I think we should take it. And just do this, so we can get this guy low as well. We should really get rid of these, but honestly, we need strikes to deal with those because that's just efficient. These are going to make us weak though, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit more annoying to actually deal with them. Oh, he actually slimes me as well. And they... Oh my god. How many slimes? There's so many slimes in this, except guys, we're going to wrap this combat really quickly. Alright, we do 7 damage. Oh, because of weakness. Get rid of those 2. Don't need that anymore. I'm actually not going to push him past, because I'm just going to get rid of one of these. I'm not going to push him past the... What is it? 32 health mark? Oh, there we go. This is what we're going to see. 3 damage, and he only has 1 HP left. Sadly, we don't have anything else, but it's going to be fine, guys. We just need to well, we'll need 2 attacks this turn, one of them being a strike. And we'll be A-okay. And even then, they're still not doing anything to us. Anyway, we got what we needed, guys. Finish this combat, and that's the first floor boss defeated. So we get 95 gold, and we're going to see a little bit of new stuff. We're going to get a golden card. Golden cards are just, I think, qualified as rare cards, if I'm honest. I don't know. But these tend to be powers or skills that define your deck type. So as I discussed before, there's cards that abuse the strength mechanic. This is a card that fits into that archetype, because when you play this, every turn you're going to get 2 strength. That means every turn that you last in combat, you're going to get stronger, which is actually really nice. And we are going to take it because it's such a nice card. I love that card. And we're also going to upgrade it as soon as possible, because then instead of 2 strength every turn, we're going to get 3 strength every turn. Actually, this card makes Inflame, if we draw them on the same turn, makes Inflame a bit of a bad value proposition, in my opinion. But, Alright, so, let's see. I've read a lot of changes since I played this game last. So let's see. At the end of your turn, you no longer discard your hand, draw one of those cards this turn. That's not changed at all. Tidy House. Put 1 potion, 30 gold, raise max HP, obtain 1 card. This is upgrade a little bit. Last time I think it didn't have the obtain a card and upgrade effect. It might have had one of those two, but I'm fairly sure Other Effect has been added to this card, which is nice to see. Tiny House was never really a great card in my opinion. Great relic, sorry. For a boss relic. They were definitely better alternatives, and we got one of those here. Replaces Burning Blood, which is this relic. At the end of combat, you heal 10 HP instead of 6 HP. It's actually, those 4 HP per combat is quite nice and can save you a lot of grief. With that said, guys, this is going to do it for this time. I'm going to be recording more today, so you can expect more videos from this coming up today. We're going to finish this run, and I'm also going to record the daily run as well, and I'm going to talk through that as well. I'm going to upload that today, might upload that tomorrow. But anyway, guys, this has been Slay the Spire. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Follow the series if you like, leave a comment, I don't really know. This is still just repetition because I'm fairly sure still no one is watching this video. But I love you all. Until next time, guys. Wabba!